Hey, future medics. Now that we understand body planes, let's get you into directional terms. These are things that we use to understand exactly where something is on the body. Now, this is really important that you understand. Directional terms are not an actual place on the body. Here's Douglas, right? Directional terms are used in relation to something else. So superior is not a place on the body, but the humerus is, and the humeral head is. Distal is also not an actual place on the body, but the wrist is, right? The phalanges are. So we will use these words to define exactly where something is in respect to another thing. I will show you. It's fine. So we've got anterior and posterior. We already learned these, right? Or we've also got ventral and dorsal. And we use these to explain where injuries are. For example, patient had contusions to the anterior portion of their upper arm. That tells us it's exactly here. It's not on the back side. It's not on the back of Douglas. It's on the front side. You get it? You do. You're okay. We'll keep going, okay? So we have medial, which is midline of the body, and lateral, which is farthest away from that midline. So your nose is medial to your eyes because your nose is more midline. However, your shoulder is more lateral than your eyes are because it is further on the outside. Next, we would have superior or inferior. So superior means above and inferior means below. Remember, this isn't exact places. It is in relation to another structure. So you might have a wound that is superior to the navel, but inferior to the ribs. And that tells you it's in that exact space right below the ribs and above the belly button. So that tells you a more precise location. Also, we'll see proximal versus distal. Proximal it's used for appendages. And so it's where those appendages attach to the body. So our hips and right here in our shoulder. Something is more proximal if it is closer to the attachment of the body. It is distal if it is further away from that attachment to the body. So your fingers are more distal than your elbow. However, your elbow is more proximal than your fingers are. Make sense? You got it. You're doing great. Okay. Here's another one that we often use, and it's unilateral versus bilateral. Which is, I'm Texan, so unilateral actually means one. Bilateral means both. So we see this a lot in strokes, and we'll say they have unilateral weakness. So just weakness on one side. Or we might say, hey, they have bilateral weakness. So both legs are weak, not just one. The last thing that we'll see is superficial versus deep. So something superficial sits right on top of the skin. It's very surface level. But things that are deep, like bones, right, are deeper inside of the body. So a splinter is usually pretty superficial, pretty easy to fish out. However, the bones, very, very deep inside. So we would say that it was a very superficial abrasion, maybe just the top couple layers of skin doesn't go very deep. Or someone may have a very deep laceration and maybe it goes all the way to muscle and we can see inside. That is how we use these terms to make sure we are getting our point across better, everybody's on the same page, and also we're pinpointing where things are. When you use these words, your reports become clean, accurate, and much easier to understand. It's what changes. The patient has a stab wound to their abdomen to patient has a puncture wound 2 inches superior to the navel. Now everybody's on the same page with what it is and where it is. You'll get them. You're doing fine. I believe in you, even if you don't believe in yourself right now. I'll see you soon.